Contains sequences of flashing lights which may affect players susceptible to epilepsy. Oh god.
Trikumax Arena!
Danikbara! My name is Sage Blake. I'm a wanderer, storyteller, artist to mature, and this time on Sage After, we've got Trikumax Arena. Let's pull up the arcade mode. The quick explanation for what this game is, if I remember correctly, a hybrid fighting game and Toho bullet hell type thing. Your objective, take out your opponent by whacking them with your everything. Seems like there are two different buttons to attack, punch and kick. Wow, this is getting absolutely trashed. Toasty. Did that thing even put up a fight? Just a thought. Every phase has a checkpoint. No checkpoints. Sure, let's try Mastery just to see how bad that's gonna be. But yeah, the idea is this is a hybrid fighting game and bullet hell type game. Ideally, you're going to be poking around the entire field, dodging attacks, and dealing damage to enemies rapid fire, rapid fire. I'm not even sure if I'm hitting this guy. Maybe if I attack the floaty things? Ah. One, two, simple. You're bouncing around, good for you. Something's fully charged. Okay. Super attack. That's what was fully charged. Yeah, continuing with the ow explanation, this game is made within, ow, shoot. I'm trying to remember the name of the software off the top of my head. Some of the sound effects may sound vaguely familiar, and that's because this is made within a software by the same people who made RPG Maker. If I remember correctly, they have a few different softwares like Pixel Game Maker, etc., etc. This is made using one of those. I immediately was able to tell that by taking a look at the files, because there are specific files that are just dead giveaways. Not to mention, some of the sound effects are stock RPG Maker. Okay, that does nothing. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be damaging this boss. Maybe doing something with its thread? Like, that's the only idea I have, really. Ow. Triple X. Yep. Whack its thread a bunch, send it into the drain. Okay. That's two phases! Okay. I'm starting to get a feel for this. It's like... Ow. It seems like this boss is more of a puzzle-type boss, where it's not exactly the fact that you can rapid-fire mash damage it, but figuring out how you're supposed to be able to harm it in the first place. Such for this one, I need to take out those floating things as quickly as I can. Of course, that's gonna be difficult because they're moving around all over the place. Those bad squeals. Yeah, in terms of controls, it's relatively simple what you have. You have 2 attack buttons, a super button, a jump button. You can hold down to immediately get to the floor, bounce. But across the board, the idea is that you're going to be playing evasion a lot of the time. Come on, get out of the drink! Ugh, that wasn't great. I dodged that! Oh, you! Stop it! Cease! Good. Huh. What an annoyance. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's phase 2 down. Now to figure out how to damage this guy in phase 3. I feel like it has something to do with the chakrams that are being thrown out, but maybe that's just me? Because I can't do anything with that. Can't really do anything with that either. Maybe I'm supposed to land on it? I have no idea. That didn't do anything. And I think it found a slight bug with the text. It's just floating up on screen. Wait, when did it lose HP? What did I do? Ah! I did something at some point. I don't know what, though. How did I harm it? I could totally do these first 2 phases without getting hit. That's right, poison the water. This is Flint, Michigan, and as it turns out, there's a whole lot of lead in this water. 2, 3, done. Now to figure out how to harm this last phase. Okay, I wasn't landing on that. Ah! Okay. Oh, wait, I think I got it. I need to bounce on that thing. That's what that shadow is. That's not conveyed well. I'm sorry to say, that's not exactly conveyed well, that you need to bounce on top of that. Sure, there's the hologram, but it's, in the heat of the moment, it's kind of hard to read what it looks like. It looks very similar to the kick animation, so I end up muddling the two, and I don't know what to do. But, we figured it out. We are good. That's 2 of these down. So what about Gunjo? Because I think I've shown that I'm decently capable in these types of games. I know my bullet hells. Surprisingly. Okay. So you do a lot of jumping. And you're a boss that I could just slug. Good to know. That's not threatening, really. 2. Rapid kicks. Yeah, this guy really ain't threatening. Try again. Look, that's half of his health down already. Granted, this is probably just, like, the first phase of, what, 3? Ow! I think it says a lot that I chipped him down halfway on a single hit. And he's almost dead. Almost dead with his health bar. Ah! we go. First phase. He's done with his first phase already. Toasty. That's a slightly more threatening appearance. Not really too much more. Especially since I could do that, chip a bunch of your HP down, rapid fire. Just focus on dodging. Simple. 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 Just keep decking, and phase 2, toasting. 2 phases toast, and that's only half my health bar. That's pathetic. Either that, or I'm just fairly good at this game. Could be either. I doubt that, though. Okay, that's a slightly more intimidating appearance. So what do you do this time? Answer! Hit the spinny thing in order to chip this down. Wait for it. Yeah, this ain't threatening. That toast? Come on. Is that the best you got? So far, so good. This is a really simple pattern. He throws that scythe, it either hooks left or right, and then hooks in the opposite direction. Just a matter of getting opportunities now to actually peg him, which, not hard. Ow. To be honest, I'm just getting reckless at this point. If I want to play this patiently, I very well could, because... Ah! Okay, you caught me by surprise on that one, I'll give you that. But honestly, if I wanted to, I could wait out this boss fight. But that's not interesting. I kind of like going through all these boss fights as quickly as I can. I'm weird like that. So I guess now all that's left is going through the story mode while a chopper goes above the... Thanks, Chopper! You're totally not gonna appear on the recording whatsoever! Thank you! The joys and sorrows of living near an active military base. Yeah, believe it or not, there's a military base not too far from here. Planes lift off, land there. Anyway, story mode. What does this look like?
The mysterious evil technologist, Dr. Sariv, has returned. With only a few ever seeing his face, he's mostly identified by the symbol he leaves behind. After managing to capture his arch-nemesis, Gaea.
Gaea? Okay, instead of Gaea.
She found herself in the depths of his special VR testing simulator. Now faced with 3 newly developed mechanical monsters, will she escape with her life? Or become another statistic?
I might as well show the tutorial, even though I figured out everything in the span of like 5 minutes. Ready! Basic movement. Left. Right. Even though let's jump. Double jump. There's a light attacks. Good to know. That's apparently heavy. dodge? Bullshit. Down kick, which is bounce. Gigakuma Claw. Which is definitely a Hadouken. Don't let anyone tell you different. Anyways. Valley-esque really doesn't put up much of a fight. Just saying. This one's pretty much just a breather boss. It's like, hey, do you know all the controls? Blah. If anything, I would probably have this be the tutorial fight. Specifically because this guy doesn't do anything. All he does is wander around saying, "Ah, bop, 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 bop," and that's it. Meanwhile, here I am, the asshole of the group, being all like, yeah, guess what? Your day gets ruined. Okay, thanks, die. I said, hey, thanks, die. Derek. Next boss. Arachnoid. Come on. For a heavy attack, this is really quick to spam out, just saying. Actually, if anything, there's no point in me using the light attack, specifically because of how quickly it comes out. I mean, on the one hand, I get it, it's a light attack, so of course it's not going to have all too much damage behind it, but using it isn't all that rewarding for whatever reason. It doesn't feel like it does much, compared to the heavy attack, rather. Maybe if the damage values of it get tweaked a little bit, I would consider using it. I'm not sure. It could just be my general playstyle and practice with these types of games. Because when it comes to a... Oh, right. When it comes to a Danmaku-type game like this, I'm a very defensive player. I constantly and consistently read my opponent's patterns and try to predict what they're going to do when they're going to do it. I'm not afraid of dying if it means I get to learn. And so far, the patterns for these bosses are relatively simple to grasp. They have specific attacks they do with specific tells, and if you're not paying attention to those tells, I'm sorry, there's no saving you. I'm not exactly a person who is absolute god tier and Danmakus, but even then, something like this, it's relatively simple to grasp, and if you're at least in beginner or intermediate, if you're a beginner, maybe you'll struggle. I can see where you might. But for an intermediate player, I'm sorry to say, removing checkpoints isn't all that much of a difficulty tweak. Like, as you're seeing right now, I could easily do all these bosses without too much fuss. Actually, is this a complete safe spot? I think it is. Excuse me? That area is 100% safe. Are you kidding? I didn't think there would be 100% safe zones in this, but as it turns out, yeah, there is. How about that? Pepper, pepper, pepper. Just, I want to double check. Absolute extreme left and extreme right. They are almost entirely safe. Wow. Hell, if you jump on those side-sweeping bullets right there, you could get by them without any hassle. Excuse me? Ow. Ah. That's it. Do your bouncy bouncy. Shred yourself. Skip. And do a bunch of kicking. Well, punchy, rather. Easy. Look at all that damage pouring in. Ow. Just keep bopping. Done. Ah. Really? It is kind of cheap that on the transitions the boss can still attack and still hit you, but hey, honestly, eh. Okay, done. Enough of that, me. Enough of that. Actually fight the boss with some semblance of humor. Ah, crap. Dodge that. So that transition phase done. And now we're on the Crescent Moon phase. Ow. So far. Ah. Did I just get chipped by that? I think I did. That's that phase out of the way. Oh, right. Forgot about that. You know what? Screw you. Because I've already shown I could easily fight all three of these. Escape. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? Survive, I guess? I'm sorry, but what's going on here? Am I just supposed to not get hit for an extended amount of time, or... I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Just survive? Okay, I think so. Eight seconds left on the clock. I don't know whether I, was jamming the time limit by getting hit.
His experiment was officially a failure. Or was it? As Gaea travels back to her home on Fuda Island, she knows that it'll only be a matter of time before their paths cross again.
That's fauna, not... whatever. I'm not gonna judge if they want to do different pronunciations or anything like that. Honestly, that's not my, area to critique. Gameplay-wise, it's fun, it's flashy, it's interesting. I just... Maybe it's because I'm used to harder games, but this was fairly easy for me. I could still see where a absolute rookie to bullet hells may struggle. And honestly, I would say this is a pretty good starting point for you to learn how they function, learn how to properly fight, and properly learn spacing with a bullet hell. Then from here, you could easily graduate into Typhoon unit, which gives you a lot more tools to work with, a lot more functions to work with. It's across the board not a lesser game by any means, or greater. They're just different. They're just two different ways of approaching the same genre. While Typhoon unit likes to go about it with mid-range and long-range type attacks, Trikumax likes to have you stay as close to the enemy as possible, and gimmick with that. If you want to do well, you need to be moving, and this game is actually a fairly good way of keeping you in mindset of, if I don't move, I'm going to get hit. And if you want to try and clear this without getting hit a single time, go for it. Link it to me, even. I'd like to see that. I'd like to plug you for that. But with all things settled, I think it's about time I return to my void. Then again, talakit na.